Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for math today, you are going to need your math notebook, math workbook, and a pencil. The name of the lesson today is called Multiplication Concepts. It is lesson 3-1. And as you already know from the introduction, this will lead us into multiplying and dividing with fractions. The learning target today is by the end of this lesson, you will be able to relate multiplication to division. You will use that relationship to make comparisons involving multiplication. Before we begin, there's some reminders that I'd like you to consider. Think about these questions and then take a minute to pause the presentation to see if you can come up with the answers. Who remembers what a unit fraction is? What do we do in math when we hear the word of? And what mathematical symbol would be used to represent the word is? Think about that for a second before moving on in the presentation. A unit fraction is any fraction that has a numerator of 1. It doesn't matter what the denominator is as long as the numerator is 1. As far as the word of, in math, when we hear of, we typically multiply. For example, if I have two groups of 3 desks, I have a total of 6 desks because I multiplied 2 times 3. And the last question, what mathematical symbol would be used to represent the word is? That's the equals sign. For example, 4 plus 4 is 8 is just another way of saying 4 plus 4 equals 8. Those two words, is and equals, are synonymous. The next set of reminders, which may be new to a lot of you, is to think about 2 times 5. I'd like you to consider how many different ways you can write that expression 2 times 5, only changing the symbol, the math symbol for the times sign. Here are several ways in which we could write 2 times 5. There's the traditional X that we've used for a long time. Then there's a dot. Notice how this dot is bigger than a decimal and it's raised up. It's not sitting right on the ground in between 2 and 5. If it was smaller and sitting on the ground, it would not say 2 times 5. It would say 2 and 5/10. So you have to be really careful that your multiplication dot doesn't look just like a decimal. We use an asterisk sometimes, and then a lot of times, especially as you get older, there is no symbol at all when we're multiplying. Two numbers that are separated only by one of them being inside of parentheses means that we are supposed to multiply. In this unit, we're going to use the dot symbol, and we might also see some of the other methods. Now do the same thing except for with division. Consider the expression 12 divided by 4. Try and think of as many different ways that we could write 12 divided by 4, changing only the math symbol. Here are several ways to write 12 divided by 4. There's the traditional division symbol. There's a fraction bar that's more of a slash. There's a fraction bar that is a horizontal line that separates the two numbers. And then there's the other traditional, the more of the long division bar that we use when we're dividing 12 divided by 4.